All right, what's up, everyone? It's Zach, and today I'm here with Vanessa Demopolous. Vanessa, how are you doing today?
I'm doing so awesome today. Yes, just got done with training. So I got to punch my friends in the face, which is always a good day for me.
There you go. Love to hear it.
Yeah.
And yeah, just a little bit about Vanessa to maybe give a little more context for those who are like, what the heck is she doing? She is a professional MMA fighter and the first LFA champion. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And yeah, we're just excited to have you. Do you mind kind of just talking a little bit about yourself, who you are, your background, all that good stuff?
Yeah, I'm a champion MMA fighter. I am a jiu-jitsu specialist when it comes to that. I also do Muay Thai fighting. Currently looking to walk into the UFC very shortly here. And I'm an expert pole dancer. I was an exotic entertainer for 13 years, which was a lot of fun. I do a lot of modeling. I do a lot of acting. I'm an author of a book. I've written two books, published one. I do a lot, guys. I do a lot. I'm all over social media. I love to have fun. I love to smile. I'm a professional laugher. Um, yeah,
I love
it's a
that.
good life. It's a good life.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's the cool thing that I love about you and that I really appreciate is you have such good energy and vibes all the time. Like it's a fun time, following your journey on social and connecting with you. It's like you're always super high energy and just so fun to talk to.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah,
just, you got to appreciate the moments. We all go through
of
little
course.
patches, but you got to love them as they come.
Definitely. Yeah, so I know you're big on passions. You know, is it safe to say that fighting is the big passion for you right now?
Oh, yeah, 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 for sure.
Okay.
Fighting's number one. Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm very passionate about fighting. I'm passionate about helping people.
Okay.
Yeah, those are like, which they go hand in hand. I feel like
Yeah.
the more I rise as an athlete and the more I rise as a fighter doing something that I love, I get to in turn help to influence an entire like population of people who also
Yeah.
love fighting, but I can like help them smile and reach their goals and everything.
I love that. Awesome. And now, Vanessa, what got you into fighting in the first place?
Pole dancing, actually. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's a very crazy story, but I was an entertainer at the club and I was very acrobatic. So, like, if you've ever seen or heard of Cirque du Soleil,
Hmm.
that's like me, but in person.
Okay.
So I was doing all of these like crazy gymnastics, and someone was like, if you take that same skill and put it towards fighting, you might do something reputable with all of your athletics. And I was like, heck, absolutely, sign me up. And that's
Yeah.
where it all began.
That's awesome. That is kind of a wild story, but that's so cool. And it makes sense how like those skills translate over.
100%. Both of them have a lot to do with like fluidity and
Hmm.
strength, and just having really good awareness of where you are in your body positioning. So I feel like jujitsu being my main fighting sport, it
Yeah.
really like helped me in a lot of ways. Pole dancing and jujitsu correlate a lot.
Okay. Awesome. I feel like that's something that maybe as a listener you might have not expected to hear, but when you think about it, there is a lot of correlation, isn't there?
Absolutely, yeah, yeah.
Definitely. And remind me, how long have you been fighting for now?
I've been fighting for 11 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So it's been a journey for you for sure.
It has been. It's taken me all around the world, which is amazing.
Awesome. What's like some of the favorite places that you've ended up from fighting?
I got to go to Abu Dhabi, and
Okay.
yeah, that was really cool. I fought in the Jiu Jitsu World Pro in Abu Dhabi. Fighting took me to Australia, which was really dope. I got to surf in Australia,
It's
and
awesome.
yeah, it took me to Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. And
Okay.
yeah, like got to adventure in Rio, and I've been to Canada. I've been, yeah, and like all that's just from fighting. That's just fighting.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And you said kind of like the future for you is to break into the UFC.
Absolutely. That's coming up shortly.
Okay. Awesome. Is that something that you can talk about a little bit, or is that kind of something to keep on the down low?
Well, there isn't much to talk about.
Okay.
So, yeah, but I think even if I did know something, I wouldn't be allowed to leak any info just yet.
Gotcha. Okay. But we can expect sometime in the future to see you there.
Very shortly. Absolutely.
Awesome. I'm excited to hear about that then and follow that journey. So, I mean, is what are you up to in the meantime then? Is it just a lot of training and kind of getting prepared for that?
Yes. So I am staying engaged in training. I'm coming off of a very big win right now. I had a 37-second TKO, which
Hmm.
is and it was against a striker. And that's just like amazing. But what happens a lot is people, they start to see success and become complacent.
Yeah.
They start to say, "Oh man, that was super cool. Okay, now I can chill." Where that's like not what you should be doing. You should be continuing to strive for more. Just the taste of success should light a fire under your ass to want to continue to grow. But so many people, they just like, they're satisfied with finding that little bit of success. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not there yet, and I don't know if you ever actually get there, to be honest with you. I'm around very successful people in a lot of different avenues and fields, and I'll just speak about fighting. I've been around the best of the best. I've been around literally all of the goats, and I
Yeah.
haven't met one where when they're at the top or they reach the top, they say, "You know what, that was cool. All right, I'm out of here." Like, I mean, they just don't. They are still training. They're still doing what they love, because fighting is what we love.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially as a fighter, you don't get you don't get to become a pro because you didn't love it. Because you were looking for the
Right.
money. I remember fighting for, I think it was like 9 years before I ever started to get paid. I just started getting paid
Wow.
in the
Okay.
last like short little while here.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, that definitely goes to show like how much you love it. I mean, putting yourself mentally and physically through 9 years of training and fighting to get to the point where you are getting paid for it. Like that's dedication for sure.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah,
Of
and
course.
yeah, and not that I didn't see the money as like a goal, but
Right.
you can't. That's not why we do it. There's a lot of people who you see in the gym, and you have to think like 97% of people who are in the gym, 98% of people aren't getting paid. They're there just
Right.
because they want to train, they want to be in shape, they want to have fun. It's a community and it's a
Yeah.
culture, and yeah, it's only just like a very small handful of people who are pro, and then an even smaller handful who are actually making income.
Definitely. And I think that, just that's a great life lesson, in general, because I mean, I know so many people, are saying like, oh, I really am passionate about this or that, but I can't do it because I can't get paid for it. And it's like, that's part of the grind. Like sometimes you have to do free work or, volunteer or unpaid internship, whatever,
Right.
but that's just part of it. And like you have to go through those things to get to the top of what you want to do.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And money isn't everyone's goal, but if
Right.
you are doing something where you're gonna like, you want to eventually make money, well, just know that like this is what the process is, and I'm willing to go through the work to get to
Yeah,
where I believe I deserve to be, and you have to earn the right to deserve to get paid.
definitely.
Yeah.
And now, Vanessa, I know you've talked about kind of earning the spot and to continue to keep pushing yourself and striving to be the best. Now, from when you kind of started fighting and kind of early on in your career to now, would you say you're training and working just as hard or harder, or is it kind of easier at this point?
Man, that's a really great question, because I think about this sometimes too, where I'm like, dude, I've been doing every single day that I walk into the gym. None of the days are easy. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, I do have easier days, but it's like, even
right.
still, I remember when I first began fighting, and I would be training and just like losing my breath, and like you're
Hmm.
sweating and you're breathing, you're like, oh my gosh, like this is so freaking hard. And then now, even now, like I'll be in the middle of a class and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is so freaking hard, and
Yeah.
I come home and all of my muscles are sore and I just want to eat everything in the fridge. And like it's yeah, that doesn't go away, but I think what does happen is you're more mentally conditioned for it. My muscles are more conditioned for it. I'm less sore longer, or in a shorter amount of time. It's like I
Yeah.
heal faster, like my muscles are more used to it. I do get tired, but I understand it better.
Yeah.
And I think that that's the part that changes. It's not that I'm not working as hard, it's that I get it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, no, like this hard work, like this is how I get there.
Right.
Yeah, and you work different too. You
Yeah.
learn how to work smarter.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. I thought I was thinking some of it would be coming with like efficiency too. Like the more seasoned that you become, the more efficient you can be, and you can work smarter. And you're still working hard. You're working insanely tough, but you're just finding better ways to kind of be more efficient with the training.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but I mean, even still, like with your efficiency, I think that it comes to a point where like you're never perfect,
Hmm.
and if you're not perfect, how do you become perfect? And what are the
Yeah,
things that you can be focusing on and working towards for that? And that in itself is hard work.
it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that
I
that's
mean, I
that's all
think
that's never attainable, but you always work towards that.
right. No, exactly. And I think, especially with something like fighting, we think of like all the physical kind of training and conditioning you have to do, but there's a lot of mental training and conditioning too, I'm sure.
Absolutely. No, this is a 80% mental game.
Okay,
Yeah.
80%.
Yeah.
Why do you think 80%? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, because 80%, because if you're not mentally prepared to train, you're
Hmm.
not going to train as hard. You're going to give up on yourself. If you are not 80% prepared to fight, you could be in the best physical specimen out there, but your soul isn't in the game. Your heart
Yeah.
isn't in the game. And mentally you're weak. So you'll be broken quickly. And
Yeah.
I think that a lot of people really discredit the mental aspect of it. I believe that it's far more important than anybody really recognizes.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I totally see where you're coming from. And yeah, just, with anything that we do, we have to have that mental focus and that mental just drive and intensity. And I think especially with something like fighting, you have to be there. Like you said, if your heart and soul's not in it, it doesn't matter, how strong you are. You have to be there mentally too.
Yes. And that is a blueprint of success that can follow into any field. Absolutely.
Hmm.
I mean, let's take singing, and I don't even sing, but there could be somebody out there who has the most angelic voice. But
Yeah.
if their mentality is wrong and their soul really isn't in it, and their heart's not in it, you'll hear that in their voice. You'll hear
Hmm.
it, and it can be a beautiful voice, but they're just not there, like,
Yeah.
and that's really what makes or breaks everything when it comes to principles and moving forward of success and wanting to do anything that you love. It's
Definitely.
that
And,
math.
right. Definitely. And for anyone listening that maybe struggles with having that mental fortitude or the drive, is there anything that you have done throughout your life or you would recommend to maybe help strengthen that mental strength?
Yeah, habits and questions. I ask myself questions all of the time, like, because sure, there's days where I'm a little bit more tired, and it doesn't
Yeah.
happen to me as much now because I am on such a mission. But
Hmm.
I would be like, why are you doing this? Why do you want this? And I remind myself that before I began the journey, it was worth it to me. Before I began, I remembered the blueprint I wrote out for myself. And it looks different as everything plays out.
Yeah.
But I remember why I started and why I cared about it and why it's important for me to care every day. And I built a lifestyle around my habits. I have a schedule. I have it written down. I know every day what I'm supposed to do. And I remember to have fun doing the thing that I'm supposed to do. Because
Yeah.
we don't do the things that we're passionate about because someone's making us do it. We chose that. That was a decision that we made.
Yeah.
So, and you made that decision because it was something that you wanted, not anybody else. So it's just remembering that kind of stuff, and smiling about it when you remember it, and knowing that even though you're tired, even though you really don't have that much time to do it, and even though like other people are looking at you like you're silly, you love it, you care about it, it's not for them, it's for you. So own that, own that and live in that. And I think that that's probably the best advice that I can give somebody.
I love that so much. And it's so important to just really embrace what you're doing and do it for yourself and to remember your why you got started, why this is important to you. And, I think that when it comes to passions and, just interests of people, I feel like we all grow up in a time where maybe you think of like the jocks, the athletes in school and stuff are like the desirable people to be and whatnot. But I mean, if it doesn't matter if you're passionate about math, go for it. If you're passionate about musical theater, do it. Like it doesn't matter. Like people are going to probably look at you silly or give you hate, no matter what you do. But if you care about something, there's nothing limiting yourself other than you.
Right. No, 100%. And I would like to heed some warning, like I remember I would tell people like, yo, you love video games that much? You love video games?
Hmm.
Chase it. Do that. Um,
Yeah.
and there's a difference between trying to live in your passion, and then there's a difference between trying to own an escape.
Mm,
And to own an
okay.
escape is you just do something a lot, but you're not trying to create anything with it. You're just trying to waste time.
Yeah.
So when people even give you the suggestion of taking it serious or pushing forward, and it's almost like you see them get annoyed, like, what? Like, no, like, I don't want to make money doing that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care about it like that. And they don't, they're just wasting time versus someone who's really passionate about video games. And they're like, man, Twitch is out now. Okay, I'm going to learn how to be a good, Twitch streamer. I'm going to learn how
Right.
to record myself and put it up on YouTube. I'm going to learn how to share this with the world, and create an income off of this so I can do this full time. There's a difference between trying to live in your passion and chasing that and then, living in an escape. So,
That's a really good perspective.
yeah, know the difference in what you're doing. Are you really just wasting your time? And you're allowed to, everyone's
Right.
allowed to, but are you really doing this?
Yeah, and I think like you said, everyone's allowed to do that and it's healthy and fine to just have those things that you like to do just to escape or, to blow off some steam or whatever. But I think the big thing is like own it. Like don't kid yourself or others and say like, "Oh no, I'm really pursuing it," when we all know you're not. If you're not, that's fine. Just own it, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that. And yeah, like it's totally cool to just
Hmm.
love something and just do it because you want to love it. But if you really talk in a big game like, "Oh yeah, I want to do it. I want to do it," but you're not living that life, like, hey, just own where you're at, It's
Yeah,
okay. It's okay not to chase a passion, It's okay just to do things because you enjoy doing them.
totally. And for people who they have a passion and maybe they do want to go all in and they're talking it up and everything. I feel like a lot of people don't pursue it because they just don't know how to start or just starting it is the hard part for them. Is there anything that you would have in terms of advice for those individuals?
Yo, do not have paralysis by analysis. Like,
Mm,
man, and let me explain a little bit on that because, like, that's just a saying that I always used to hear over and over again. And I'm a perfectionist. Like we all want things to be perfect. And I think the biggest fear in people not starting is because you have to start at zero. No one
Yeah.
wants to start at zero. You know, they're looking at other people's chapter 10, and they're looking at other people who are like, you know, got millions of followers doing this one thing. And they're like, well, fuck, I'm never going to be that good. I'm never going to be that great. Well, you know what? Who that person who has a million followers doing that thing, they started at zero. They started with a fresh slate where they didn't know what they were doing, you know, and they figured it out. So just understand that your process is going to be your process. You know, I'll give you an example. Right now, I just started a TikTok.
Okay.
I have no idea what I'm doing on TikTok, man. You know, but I know that I enjoy it, and I know that eventually I'm going to make money doing it. And
Yeah.
so I take it serious. But dude, like if I got frustrated at not having any followers and no one's looking at my stuff, like I would never even begin, you know, or like but you got to be serious about yourself. You have to understand your vision, know that it's going to take some time, and give yourself a freaking break. You know,
Yeah.
like you're just beginning, you're just starting. It's okay. It's okay to mess up. It's okay to fumble a little bit, you know, and let's say that you're starting a singing career, you know, and
Hmm.
your voice might crackle a little bit. That's okay, you know, but just own it, forgive yourself, and move forward, you know, and work on it. You got to work on things along the way. You can't ever get to perfect without messing up a lot, you know.
Definitely. I mean, it's kind of like a weird, some people might say negative way to look at life, but life is about failure. Like all you do in life is fail over and over again until you start succeeding.
Yeah,
That's just how it works. And, I talk to people and, I just turned 25. So like a lot of my, peers, whatever, they're, in their early 20s and everything. And they'll be like, oh, I want to, start a YouTube channel or something, but I can't because I don't have a $5,000 camera. And I just kind of say like, but you have a phone, right, with a camera on it? Yeah. Like then there you go. Like you have what you need. Like you don't need to have all this, fancy stuff. It's nice and it can help with quality, but when you're first getting started, just put yourself out there. Just use what you have and make it happen and you'll learn and grow along the way.
man, there you go. That was great. You said that so well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Dude, and it's like another thing that people don't really recognize is that when you really, really chasing something, right? Let's say the guy who
Hmm.
doesn't have a camera, like, but he really wants it. Well, when you're actually going after it and you're like, you know, you're using your camera phone and all you got to do, like, people will start to watch you, you know, and you got to let them know,
Yeah.
like, dude, like, I'd love to upgrade to a new camera, but this is what I got right now, you know, and people will come out of the woodwork to help you on your journey
Hmm.
because they see that fire, they see that drive, they see that light. And there's a lot of people who have chased their passions and did become successful, and or they
Yeah.
wanted to chase their passions but they're successful now and they want to help other people chase their passions. So
Exactly. Like
yeah,
yeah, you just never know. Like you just have to get started. And like I think like with social media is great, but at the same time, it can be tough. And like we live in a world where we all want to be perfect. We want to get the perfect Instagram picture and the perfect caption. Just forget about perfect and just do.
yeah,
There's no point in thinking and just do it. Just put yourself out there.
yeah.
That's the first step. You have to do
You
it.
do, you do, man. Get started.
Yeah.
Start anywhere, start somewhere, just start.
Hmm. Exactly. And now, I don't know if it's maybe something that you've experienced or not, but something that I think a lot of people are hesitant about or holds them back from starting is like the criticism or like maybe, we've talked about the singing example. So maybe someone wants to sing, but they're like, I don't think I sound that good, so I'm not going to post anything because what if one person says, "Oh, you sound like crap?" Like have you ever had to overcome those criticisms or like do you have any advice for anyone that is afraid of receiving that at the start of a journey?
Okay. I personally have never given a fuck about negativity. Like,
Yeah,
I I literally put blinders on. Like, I don't care.
yeah,
And I think a lot of that is because I'm a very faith based person.
Hmm.
And I love people, you know, and I
Yeah.
think I do give a lot of love. So it's like if you don't like me, then like, bro, like you got issues. One, but two, I genuinely like I feel bad for negative people. You know, so like
Yeah.
if someone's like spitting hate my way, like I don't spit hate back, but I'm just like, man, like you all right, bro? Like what are you going
Right.
through? You know, like
Yeah.
you need a pat on the back, dude. Like you are way too aggressive. So first off, that's how I deal with it. But I
Hmm.
actually do know someone personally who has like millions of followers, right? And
Okay.
they will look at 10,000 positive comments, but there will be like 11 negative ones. And those
Hmm.
few negative comments will shut this person down completely. Like they
Yeah.
start going into like this like whirlwind of like doubt. And it's like, bro,
Hmm.
look at all of this positivity. Like, who cares about these few people? You know, but they care.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that that's really difficult, you know, like you just have to look at there is negativity in the world, okay? Accept it. Accept that.
Yeah.
That just accept it. It's a part of it. But the positivity is so worth it, you know, and
Yeah.
who you become through your journey is more worth it than any negative comment that anyone can say towards you. You know, who are these random people who are
Yeah.
talking shit? Like, who
Right.
cares? You know, are they paying your
Yeah.
bills? Are they the ones looking back at you in the mirror? Are they the person who's giving you a hug? No, they're not. So do they really really matter in your life? They only matter if you give them significance.
Yes. Yes. I love that. Like we give people power to influence how we feel or if their words matter to us and just kind of putting on those blinders. And I mean, it's like for me, I'll even say like it's not how I've always been. It's been a process, you know, like as I've gotten older, I've realized like I could worry about a negative comment or someone's negativity, but how's that affect me? Like, why do I want to be brought down by that? And I can't give them the power to do that. I have to just be positive, surround myself with that positive energy, and to the people that are negative, I hope they have a good life.
Right. Yeah, wish them the best.
Exactly. Just wish them the best, and just like you don't have to like surround yourself with that energy. I mean, even like for me and people that I know who are kind of getting to that next stage of life, they say like, oh, like I had this friend from, when I was a kid, like I still follow them on social media, whatever, but like they're so negative or like they don't support, my goal or my passion. And I'm like, that's fine. Like you don't have to like hold on to those people. I'm not saying, screw everyone, but like, just surround yourself with that positive energy and don't let, one person or a few people's negative thoughts bring you down.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I yeah, way to speak that, you know, because that's so
Yeah.
huge, man. Like I do put blinders on and I
Hmm.
accept it, you know, and a lot of other people would think that I'm rude for it. But to be honest, it's how I protect my physical space and my mental space. You know,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to social media, man, I cannot drive this point home enough. But watch what you're scrolling past. You know,
Yes.
yo, like, dude, how many times are we picking up our phone every day? How many times are we scrolling past social media? You know, the people I follow and the pages I follow, 95% of them are positive things that are filling my brain with good stuff. I
Yeah.
used to follow a lot of like meme pages, and I think memes are funny, dude. Like, don't get me wrong, they're hilarious. I love
Right.
them. But it's like I used to follow a lot of meme pages and a lot of like just like negativity, and it's like that's what
Yeah.
I'm staring at all day. You know, is people talking shit and
Hmm.
people making really backhanded negative jokes, which they're funny. Like, and even now, like I love stand-up comedy, dude, so much.
Yeah.
But most stand-up comics, like, you know, they making some really fucking sideways negative jokes. And it's like,
Yeah.
you know, like I'm very careful on what I fill my brain with, you know. So if there's a few people who I follow who I just love them because I love them in my life as people.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like if you're really not adding value, I can't follow because I know that it's like that's what I'm scrolling past. That's what I'm filling my brain with. I do look at social media
Hmm.
all day, you know, and I'm on social media all day in between my training. So that's like really important to me. That's my diet. That's like the food that I put in my body matters, you know,
Yeah.
and so does the knowledge that I'm putting into my brain.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm on that same wave. And, even if we're just like scrolling subconsciously, or like if you're one of those people that wake up and the first thing you do is scroll your phone, even if like you don't really feel like you're registering what you're seeing on your social media, your brain registers it. So like you're subconsciously picking up on that negativity. And, I'm not trying to tell people not to, be up to date with news, or, know what's going on in the world. But like I've even had to like get rid of some of that stuff on my social media, because it's like the news is great. It's great to be informed, but there's also so much negativity with it
Yeah.
that it's like just I don't want any of that. I want positive. I want things that's going to feed me. I want people like yourself on my social that I'm seeing are crushing it, doing, motivational stuff. Like I want that kind of energy. And I feel like that makes me a better person, and that pushes me further, because like, you know, it's kind of like that expression, like you want to be you don't want to be the smartest person in the room, because you want to be in a room of people that are super bright and just people that you can grow from. And that's how I see like my social media and just like my life, honestly.
Yeah, man. Absolutely, dude. Way to go. And thank you for the compliment.
Thank you. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. And yeah, I mean, just like just it's all about being comfortable with who you are, which is, easier said than done, but just finding that comfort and peace with who you are, and having that positivity. And I mean, like, we've talked off the record about the things that I've been up to in my life, writing and publishing books, and like even this podcast. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm just some kid, from Michigan. Like I don't have this huge following or anything, but I haven't let that stop me. And if people hate it, so be it. But at the end of the day, if one person reads a sentence I have written, or, enjoys a minute of a conversation I have on this podcast, and it impacts them, empowers them, inspires them, whatever, it's all worth it for me.
Listen, that's the mindset. That's it. Period. Point blank right there. And congratulations for having that, especially at your age.
Thank you.
Dude, like you're in the middle of Michigan. I was from Cleveland, Ohio, you know, and I was
Yeah.
a really shitty student. You know, I wasn't successful in school by any stretch of the imagination. Not when it came to grades, not even when it came to the social
Hmm.
life. You know, I was kind of nerdy. I really didn't fit in. Um, in fact, I like kind of quit going to school, you know, and I think that that's really important is for people to feel successful in whatever it is that they're doing. And school was not that for me, you know, and
Right.
this is really unfortunate, but I had people tell me that I was never going to be anything, you know, that I was never
Wow.
going to amount to anything. And I really did feel like a waste of space, you know, for a
Hmm.
long, long time. And it wasn't until I just made a decision to say, you know what, fuck it. I don't care what people think about me anymore. When I quit
Yeah.
caring what people thought about me and I quit caring who I was impressing, that's when I started to find myself. And that is true freedom.
Mm,
That is freedom. You know,
it
yo,
is.
I don't know if people end up listening to this, and if you don't follow my social media and you go and you look at it, some shit looks really dope, some shit is very professional, but some shit is just me just being me, just posting and being me. You know,
Yeah.
and I don't
Yeah.
care. I don't care if I look perfect or not. You know, I sometimes like I don't care. So what if I got something in my teeth, dude? I'm sorry, man. I just got done eating spinach because I'm healthy. You know, like
Right.
what, don't be hating because I'm healthier than you, you know. I'm happy, I'm happy, you know, because whether I'm perfect or not, I love myself and I love the
Yeah.
people who are around me, and I know that I make a difference because I make a difference in my life every day that I wake up and look in the mirror, and every day that I make the decision to want to be better that day. So I just happen to share that with the world, and congratulations to you for sharing your art with the world when it comes to writing, and especially this podcast is so dope.
Oh man, thank you so much. I mean, it means a lot coming from someone as awesome and accomplished as you. So thank you. And everything you said, I resonate with it. I feel it myself. I love it. I'm living it. And it's just, just surrounding myself with your energy on this recording right now. Like I'm just feeling empowered, inspired, and ready to go just take over the world.
Do it.
There we go.
I'll back you up, bro. I got you.
I appreciate it. There we go. We'll tag team it. We'll rule the world.
Yes.
There we go. Oh man. And just I think kind of going off that, because I guess I don't want to say being realistic, but for anyone listening and they're like, these two are just, they're way too positive. They're just so positive. Like I can't be that way. I think it's important to acknowledge, like, I know I have bad days or days where I'm just like, I'm not feeling it, and I'm sure you
Oh
do
yeah.
too. What do you do when you have a day like that? Like, do you just kind of sit in it and feel it for the day, or do you just kind of say like, yep, flipping the switch, like, let's go get it?
You know what? I don't know the type of audience that's going to be listening, but let me tell you one thing. I have a
Hmm.
very, very powerful connection with God. I love
Yeah.
God a lot.
Hmm.
I'm a church goer, and I read my
Yeah.
Bible and stuff, praise Lord. And I also cuss and swear. And I'm not fucking perfect,
Yeah.
but I really don't have the same type of bad days that I used to have emotionally and mentally.
Okay.
But I do remember when I did. And I do remember when I was just like not in the same space, man. Like I would go into really deep
Hmm.
depressions. And
Yeah.
I've spoken about this, so it's cool. But it's like, man, like I've been there, guys. I've been there. I know what it feels like to feel worthless. I know what it feels like to feel like nobody's got your back. There's no hope. You're drowning. Bro, like it gets deep sometimes. And let me tell you
Yeah.
something. I don't care what position you are in your life. There was a time in my life when I was a homeless, drug addicted teenager living in an abandoned house with boarded up windows and no plumbing. Okay. I was that. And I am not that anymore. Now I am a world class champion because every day I made a
Hmm.
decision. It didn't matter what the fuck I felt like. I told my emotions to shut up. We got shit to do. I would start to create action, and my action made me feel better about my situations. And that's how I dug myself out of my hole. That is how I did it, by small positive decisions every day. Even if I felt like shit, I made a decision and I dedicated to myself to try to work on whatever it was. Now there was times in my life where I remember it felt like literally everything, like let's just say that there was like a pile of 10 different situations that were just like
Hmm.
compiled of just shit, right? And it's like, yo, like you can't do it all at once, but you can make a detail on each situation one at a time, and
Yeah.
slowly, like, okay, so you assessed one. Well, now you still have nine situations, so you can assess small chunks on each one of the situations and slowly make them better. you know don't look at your whole thing as your current, like, forever. It's not forever. It's just right now. Right now it might fucking suck, dude, but
Hmm.
make it better for tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God, I couldn't say it any better myself. And, something that is kind of like, I guess, a common theme that I bring up on this podcast is like the idea of just get 1% better each
Yeah.
day. I mean, just a little improvement, a little, step in the right direction, a little will go a long way. And although you might not feel it, tomorrow that you made drastic changes, like it all compounds. And eventually you'll just look back and be like, I don't even remember those days, or I don't recognize who I was then, because who I am now is who I've always wanted to be and who I'm meant to be.
Yes. Yes, man. Yes. And if you're not there, dude, start making those little steps. Start making those
Yeah,
steps. Yeah, dude.
just
Yeah,
keep
man. If
going.
you don't feel like it, that's fine, dude. You're allowed to feel however you feel, but your actions, those are what really matter. Those are what matter. So
Hmm.
sometimes I would act my way into feeling. Like I wouldn't feel my
Yeah,
way into acting. I'd act my way into feeling sometimes, and that's okay.
I
That's
like
okay to
that.
do that,
Yeah,
until you start feeling your way into action.
Right. For sure. Awesome. And now, Vanessa, we talked about like how active you are on socials and everything. So, if anything that you said today really resonated with people, or they just kind of want to follow your journey and see, what's to come from you, where's the best places for them to connect with you and follow
Yo,
along?
Lil Monster, Lil, Lil Monster Demo. That's me on basically all of my platforms. You can find me, say what's up, like hit up the DMs. Like I try to, I really, put something in the comment section. Like I really pay attention. I really look at it. I care about you guys. I love you guys, and I'm here. I'm here to be fucking crazy and help and laugh and do all that stuff in between.
Awesome. So I'll definitely put your socials in the description of the episode. So if you just want to look there, you can find Vanessa that way. But yeah, it's a fun time on her socials, super engaging, great content, and like you said, like a mix of, just you being you, whether that's professional, just messing around, fun, whatever. So it's a great time. Go check her out and, support and have a conversation too. I know, Vanessa's all about just chatting it up and talking about these things and helping any way possible.
Yeah. Yeah. Woo.
Awesome. Is there anything that you want to leave the audience with? Any last words, any last message or anything
Man,
like
you're
that?
loved. You're loved exactly as you are right now, today. You are good enough. You are good enough. And that's all that you need to know, man. Forget trying to be perfect. Forget, what they said about you 3 days ago. Forget that. You're perfect as you are right now. Continue to move forward. Continue to be better because it's for you. It's not for nobody else. And you're worth it. You're worth fighting for. Even if it's just you fighting for you, you're worth you. Get it.
I love that. That is a perfect way to end it. A great message. So, wow, yeah, just love yourself. You are enough. You are good. Go after it. Make your dreams come true. Make your passions come true. We both are living passions of our own. So, if we can do it, anyone listening
Hey,
can do
Zach,
it. So, Vanessa,
congratulations, man. I really appreciate you having me on this podcast today.
of course, thank you for coming along. And, I know that you're going to keep crushing it, doing amazing things in fighting and just in life. I have no doubt you're going to change this world. So thank you for allowing me to be a part of your journey and for spending some time
All
with us
right,
today.
let's go.
Let's go.
Bye,
I'll see you
guys.
later.